People of Biafra, lovers of freedom all over the world, this evening I want us to listen to Mazin Nandekalo. Broadcast talks about Nigeria, Biafra, and the entire world. Let's listen, learn one or two things. Please, I'd like you to share this video, welcome you, like and subscribe. And as we do so, we ask you to also welcome other people who will undoubtedly benefit from the redeeming grace of this very gospel we are about to disseminate this very evening. I say good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night to some of you. Depending on where you are receiving Radio Biafra across a variety of platforms. Whichever way you have decided to join us today, endeavor to let those around you also know how to receive Radio Biafra. We are online. Radio Biafra is on 102.1, 102.2, 102.3 across Biafra land. We are also live on Facebook. We are on satellite. We have Radio Biafra app. If you wish to listen to us, if you wish to participate in this very program, there is nothing stopping you from doing so. That is why this very gospel must be preached unapologetically and without compromise. Wherever you are, welcome to once again. My name is Nnamdi Kanu. I am the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, and by the grace of the Most High, on this very glorious Shabbat evening, I remain a humble, wonderful people of Biafra. We have come that the truth might prevail. We have come that the veil of darkness may be removed. We have come that freedom might be enthroned, not just for this very age, but for every age after us, for every generation that will come after us. What we are doing is right before the sight of God in heaven and man on this very earth. Evil has come. The devil has come to destroy and to basically desecrate the high places of the Most High. They have come that day may turn to night. They have come to spill the blood of the innocent. They have come that and lies accepted as truth. But insofar as inasmuch as we live and we breathe, this very noble family of IPOB will not allow evil to prevail. Wherever we see injustice, we fight it. It doesn't matter if that very injustice is being foisted upon those that we may ideologically disagree with. Therefore, this evening's broadcast is exceptionally important. It is very, very critical that you attend with your pen and your paper as usual, and a great dose of common sense to add. Before we proceed, we must pray. I understand that the whole world is listening, including those in the Far East, those in Japan, those in Australia, those of you in New Zealand that I will be meeting very shortly. Everywhere is agog with excitement for the upcoming tour of the Far East and Australia. Before we go any further, Chukwukikabiyama must accept every praise, every honor, and every adoration. We pray as we always pray each day before we come on this noble platform and when we are on it, that we are nothing before the sight of the Most High, because only Him liveth from eternity to eternity. We are mortals and we are flesh. We come and we go, but the walls of Chukwukikabiyama shall remain forever. We must bow down our heads in prayer as the ancients did. He that dwelleth in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. And we shall say, He is our refuge and our fortress. He is our God, and in Him we trust. Not in any man, not in any flesh, not in any carvings made by the hands of men. Our trust is in the Most High Elohim. From the Fulani pestilence, He shall cover us with His feathers, and under His wings we shall lie protected. The truth that Spiritual has given to us shall be our shield and our buckler. We will not be afraid of the terror from the Fulanis by day, nor from their AK-7s at night. It doesn't matter what they do. It doesn't matter how they do it. One thing is undeniable. Men will fall and men will die as they are doing right now. But nothing shall befall IPOB. For Biafra shall emerge, and with our eyes we shall behold the beauty of this coming nation, the re-emergence of true freedom in Africa, the light of the black road, and the path through which progress can be made possible in sub-Saharan Africa. Our enemies shall never devour us, and we shall live to see what shall become of them. Because Chukwuka is our foundation, because He is our refuge, because upon Him have we anchored our hope, no evil shall befall us. There shall be no evil that can or will overwhelm this very genuine agitation, this very effort to restore the kingdom of heaven upon the face of this very earth. Elohim has given instructions to the angels. There is nothing our enemies can do to dampen our spirit, because the love of the Almighty is upon us, and He shall deliver us. He will crown our efforts with glory, and we will call upon Him, and He will answer. That is answering us this very day. In times of trouble, as it is at this very moment, He is with us. That is why the lost machine will never overcome us. Because Biafra shall remain, because Biafra shall live, and there is nothing our enemies can do about it. We shall prevail, that Elohim's grace may dwell upon the lives of His children, upon this very noble IPOB family, not just today, not just next week, not just next month, nor next year, but forever and ever we pray this very evening. He said, He said, He said, For some reason, you must bear with us. We are having very serious interruption very evening in terms of our network. It is not beyond this to keep attacking our efforts, but we shall proceed because I understand that the signals are clear, live and direct. For some reason, for some inexplicable reason, I don't know if our Facebook connection is still there, if it is working, but we shall proceed all the same. This is Radio Biafra, we are live and we are direct. And today is Saturday, the 27th day of July, in the year of our Most High Elohim 2019. The time now is approximately 16 minutes past the top of the hour, regardless of where you are. Everybody is aware. If you do not know, then you are deceiving yourself. Everybody is aware of what has been happening in the Bangladesh Zoological Republic, of the evil that has been perpetrated or is being perpetrated on a daily basis against the innocent, against the meek and the very humble. To protest is a crime in the zoo. To agitate is a crime in the zoo. To hold any opinion that differs from that of the Fulani is a crime punishable by the courts in that very cursed land created by the British for the destruction of the soul and spirit of enterprise of a black person. And this evening we look at the case of the proscription and the tagging of terrorism against the Shia sect, the IMN Islamic Movement of Nigeria, just as was the case with us in Ethiopia, the indigenous people of Biafra, the activities of Shia Muslim sect, which compels and must add very quickly. Everything that the Shia movement or El Zakzaki's group have been doing has been within the confines of the law. That is the truth. Anybody who observes or has taken time to observe G7 summits, G20, G40, name it, anarchists protest. They destroy properties. They agitate very violently. None of them is locked up. None of them is imprisoned. Nobody opens fire on them. Not at all. But only in the zoo. And I keep wondering, why is it that the Europeans gave us all that we know in terms of modern governance, do things differently from we in Africa? I know where the blame lies, and I shall be apportioning that very blame this evening. There is nothing wrong with what Shia has been doing, what the group of El Zakzaki has been doing. We have been at the forefront of campaigning for the release of El Zakzaki and also the release of Yasuki. The courts have given order after order for them to be released, but they have not obeyed that court order. But surprise, surprise, they went back to the same court to go and get an order to prescribe the Shia sect and to sustain the legally unsustainable, which is the incarceration, illegal detention, I should say, of Sheikh El Zakzaki. Some people wonder why we have chosen this path. Some people wonder what IPOB is up to. Why are we supporting the Shia movement, the Islamic movement of Nigeria? The reason is very simple, because we are Biafrans, we have conscience, we have a soul. We reject injustice. We repudiate everything that has to do with injustice. You cannot regard yourself as a human being when you see evil being perpetrated on a daily basis to the detriment of the entire society, and you keep quiet because you hold a divergent opinion from whoever is being afflicted. Felix must be released, and the tagging of the Shia group as a terrorist organization cannot hold water. Not now, not today, not tomorrow, not ever. It can never ever stand. It cannot hold. Because it's based on falsehood. You arrested a man, you killed 7 of his children, you killed one of his wives, critically injured about 2 others, you left him blind in one eye, and the court have said to you, this man should be released. You did not obey that court order. But when you went behind people's back as you normally do, to go and obtain an expatriate or an expatriate, whatever you should call it, in the Panama Republic, expatriate motion, I have to be grammatically exact. How come you are now obeying a court order that says that El should be locked up indefinitely? That the Shia group in Nigeria should be tagged a terrorist movement. So all of a sudden, you now obey God's judgment. What is the difference between the pronouncement of this very judge and that same other judge that gave bail to Zakzaki? What is the difference? Are they not coming from the same high court of Nigeria? It's not the same high court they're coming from. So one judge you decide to disobey, the other judge you decide to obey. Because this very judge, this one that granted this expert motion, is in your pocket. You have intimidated the idiot to the point whereby they now preside over impunity. Or maybe you have bribed him with a house in Dubai as you normally do. And as I said, I will come to this to be blamed for this whole nonsense. The Shia group has done nothing wrong. Absolutely nothing wrong. They are agitating. If a child is 9 months in the state and the mother refuses to give birth to that very baby, the mother will die. The child will agitate until the mother dies or gives birth to it. That is how nature is. There must be freedom, for goodness sake, in Africa. I mean total freedom, not selective. You don't decide those you give freedom of speech to, those you give freedom of association to. You don't decide who you give freedom. Freedom is universal. What is good for the kids is also good for the gander. If you want freedom, you must allow that freedom not only to exist, but to be exercised. Even when you disagree with it, that is what makes you a human being, not the animals that we are in Africa. It is very, very disgraceful. And I'll get to that later. I wish to blame for this whole nonsense. They prescribed that you'll be all kept quiet. They have prescribed the Shia sect. That means you can no longer protest in the zoo unless they are in unless they are in agreement with you, unless what you're protesting for is in conformity to the government position. And to make matters worse, all this nonsense is being presented by somebody from Sudan. That is the most painful, difficult aspect of it. Abba Kyari and El Rufai is messing with the brains of everybody. Of every individual in this room, your brain is being moved up by Abba Kyari, El Rufai. All because Tinubu wants to be president. Because of that, the dominant Yoruba media have kept quiet and have supported evil to the point whereby people cannot protest against injustice anymore. I am so upset tonight. I am so enraged. I now begin to agree with Trump. Even more so, we in Africa should be recolonized 1,000 times. We are useless. We are useless beyond useless. A black man in Africa is hopeless. I'm enraged, I'm telling you. We black people, we are demented. We are not well. We don't understand the very simple, basic tenet of democracy. You must obey God's order. You must obey it. You must, even if you don't like it, you have to obey it. But in this school, you don't. Abba Kyari and the Fulani Kaba, they decide. Because they are Sunni Muslim, because of that, we must clamp down on Shia. We must destroy them. Who told you that? Religious belief is not something you can eradicate. It's impossible. It is simple, you cannot do it. The Constitution of the Zoo guarantees freedom of religion. If somebody wants to worship, how can I put it, a sewage system, God, they want to go down, and that is their business. It has nothing to do with you. If they want to practice their sheer aspect of Islamic religion, there is a telling their business. It's not your business. And trying to claim that they have a tie to Iran as justification is rubbish. Holds no water. That means you don't understand what freedom is all about. IPOB supports Israel, and we do so till the day we die. We will continue to support Israel. It doesn't matter. That is our view, and we are entitled to it. Not because you have one thing or the other against Israel. Because of that, you hate IPOB because of it. That means you're being very foolish. As long as I'm aware, Iran has never attacked anybody or killed anybody in this. That is the truth. That is, you may not like it, but it's the truth. The people actually doing the killing, nobody is proscribing them. Are you sure that Nigerians are killing everybody? Where is the farm? The people killing you every blessed day, they are not standing terrorists. Where is your Hey, why did God create me a black African in the midst of people whose stupidity is beyond, it has fallen off the scale where it can't be comprehended? Our stupidity and hopelessness is so bad that I cannot begin to define it. I can't define it. What did El Saksaki do? Someone should tell me what the Shia did in Nigeria to warrant being tagged in terrorist group. That's IPOB. What did they do? The police has killed nearly 3,000 of them. You expect them to wait each time to be slaughtered? Is that what you're thinking? Are you normal at all? Chineke and this UG black people are useless. I'm saying this on a radio station being listened to all over the world, and I'm letting everybody know that blacks in Africa, we blacks, our brain is not complete. You cannot begin to convince me that black people are human beings. It is impossible. With what is happening in Nigeria, what is happening in Africa, a black man is useless. Beyond useless. Beyond useless. Fulani militia are killing you. Fulani headsmen are slaughtering and raping our mothers. Our land is being appropriated by force and being given to them. You have not complained. You have done nothing. And you have the temerity to rise up to speak against here in Nigeria. It can never be well with you and your family. You people are evil. I said it before, but allow me to repeat. You see God in heaven, when they say that God knows everything, the beginning and end of everything, from tonight you must believe it. Do you know why Africa is poor? Africa is poor because we are a wicked race. The black race is the most wicked race on this earth. Wicked, stubborn, and evil. That is why we are suffering. That is why there is no electricity, no light, no good, because inside the heart of a black person is evil and darkness. Evil and darkness. A man lost his children, 7 of them, killed by this same Nigerian army. Killed by this Nigerian army. Over 3,000 followers slaughtered. Nobody can point to one terrorist attack by the Shia. Nobody can. There is none. The Fulanis who are killing you, Fulani headsmen. Oh dear. Are you in heaven at all? Is there God in heaven tonight? Because if there is, Africa ought to be destroyed. Africa is full of the evil and ignorance in Africa is indescribable. Indescribable. You people are evil. Blacks are evil. I'm telling you. Evil beyond comprehension. And God will destroy the black race. We shall remain slaves to the whites forever and ever. As long as we continue to reason this wickedly, it can never be well with God people. I tell you. We are evil. The mind is blind in what? There is no compassion. No single compassion. Nobody is moved by the plight of this man. All you think about is Iran. You think about shit. What nonsense? What planet are you living on? What planet are you living on? Blacks are to blame. Your so-called Nigerians are to blame for this very mess. So also is the American ambassador to Nigeria. So also is the British High Commissioner to Nigeria. These are the people supporting evil. When Obama came to remove Jonathan, I told you that Obama would remove Jonathan. Now Jonathan was moved. Look at where we are today. People will come into my village with AK-47, rape my mother, slaughter us, and they give them land. Somebody is simply protesting, release my leader, not that they're protesting against any court order or court ruling or judgment. They are asking you to obey what your court said. You refused. You responded by killing them. And you went back to the same court, the same federal high court of Nigeria, in the same Abuja, to go and obtain an order proscribing his group. The same law, the same judgment you said you will not obey. You are now going back to obey the one that suits you. And you're telling me that Nigeria is a nation, that Nigeria is a country? This black people. Do you know the reason why God looked at us and said, you people are evil? Because of that, I'll make you slaves to whites. Do you see why we are suffering? Because your heart is evil. You don't listen properly. These are people who can, because Yoruba media wants 2023 for Tinubu to be president, they condemn every evil. And if Yoruba nation does not take time, I tell you tonight that evil shall never come into my land. I say what I say with justification. I will read the coverage of Punch newspaper. Punch newspaper, Yoruba. Okay, then you people are satanic. You are evil. The personification of the force of darkness. You people are evil. Evil. Mother Lord, we hold your name about it. Evil is happening and you keep quiet. You cannot confront who funny headsmen. Oh, I don't know why God brought you to Africa. I don't know why. I should have come as a tree in the forest. Maybe they cut me down and use me as a fortune that they do. I'll be useful at least. Do you see why God said you must be under your fence? Asia is progressing. South America is progressing. The only place not growing in the world is Africa because you people are evil. You support evil. Your heart is black as we are. Evil. Darkness. What you doing? You are in a country where your so-called president from Sudan decides which church am I going to obey. I don't like this ruling, I want to obey it. I like this one, let me obey it. And you people are keeping quiet. You are quiet and evil is happening. And you're telling me you're educated. You're telling me you have conscience. And tomorrow you go to church. Oh, dear me. This assignment is too much. I tell you, him is too much for me. I cannot come from a continent where people cannot reason, where there is no conscience, where wickedness and evil is the order of the day. The black race is a disgrace to humanity. The black race is an eyesore on this very earth. I tell you that. It's an eyesore. Not your name, but evil is happening and you're quiet. Because Zagzag is not your brother, not your sister. I said, do you know how people feel about your religion? Do you know how they feel about you and your religion? People will have the guts in America to complain about racist attacks. Say that the West are again with racist. I wish they can kill all of us. I'm telling you the truth. We don't deserve to be alive. Black people do not deserve to walk this. We are a stain on the earth. Our wickedness stings to high heavens and back. We are an evil race. Quote me, that's what I said. Mark the date of today. In any other country on this earth, what Jubril did will send him back to Sudan immediately. How can you decide which church to obey? That is true. I didn't go to school. Mama me is saying, if not for what I've been doing, telling people without trial, no Nigeria. Nigeria for whose benefit? For your benefit and for some Yoruba people. For the benefit of those that make billions from oil and gas from Biafra land. That's all. That's some idiots are too blind to see it. They say I should speak like a head of state. Which stupid head of state is that? Which useless head of state is that? In a place where people cannot reason like human beings. In a head of state. Oh dear Lord, have mercy. We are an evil race. Anytime you see another black person being killed in America, know that God is punishing you for what you have done because you're evil. Evil beyond evil, I'm telling you. And who brought this nonsense on us? It's not Obama. It's not a black man. Who brought this mess into this thing? It's Obama. Isn't it? And they ran to the British to sustain what is unsustainable. Everybody knows that Buhari is there. They know it. Everybody knows. Yoruba media knows. Everybody knows. But because you don't want men the time to be proven right, you don't want IPOB to be proven right, you have decided to cover up evil. It will consume you. Yoruba media will suffer. Yoruba media will suffer. They will suffer and they will suffer. For this injustice, they keep on against too many people. Poor people. You got your name, I bank it. Because you control newspaper. Your teachers are in Pentecostal churches, they tell idiots what to do and don't obey them. They cannot rise up from the pulpit and speak the truth. Because Zach is not a Christian, he's not a Pentecostalist. Because of that, let's leave him to die. You are evil. You are beyond evil. We are a useless race. Blackness is a disgrace on humanity. White people can never allow such nonsense to happen. It doesn't. If everybody will die, they can't allow it. That's the difference between a black and white. Whites cannot allow this nonsense to happen. It won't happen. Don't tell me about cases during slavery. It was our destructive ignorance and wickedness that allowed God to hand us over to whites to enslave us. We are wicked. We are a wicked race. That is why we are suffering. I must continue because the truth must be spoken on this very platform. The Constitution guarantees freedom. Freedom of worship, freedom of speech, the right to even protest is there. They don't obey their own laws because they don't know. When you appoint a chief justice who is more or less how can I put it? How can I myself like a doctor? This is nonsense you get. Now you're telling me in a country that claims it practices democracy, that you can choose which of the judges to obey his or her ruling and which one to ignore. Is that what you're telling me? The same court you said I will not obey your order. You went back to the same court to go and obtain an order to keep somebody in prison in perpetuity and to ban his movement. Hey, we blacks have taken wickedness and impunity to a different level altogether. That's what we have done. We have redefined wickedness. I never believed in my life that Africa can be so, not just backward, of course we're backwards, who doesn't know we're backwards? We have added another layer of evil to it. No wonder Michael Jackson was preaching himself to be white. I do apologize to Michael. I have now seen what he saw. Michael Jackson was trying to make himself white because he looked at us and knew that we are evil. What is huge? Evil upon evil. You claim you're fighting corruption. All those you are appointed are corrupt individuals. Before he died, they got into power on the back of corrupt money and River State money stolen by MH. Today, Buhari's son is the fourth richest person in Africa. And they're fighting corruption. You people are useless. Hopeless to the core. Quote me right, that's what I said. You're hopeless. Shia Group, IMN, Islamic Movement of Nigeria, for Nigeria, I don't know what they call them. It's not a terrorist group. It is not and can never be. For all that nonsense, people saying that died to Iran and all that rubbish, that is uncommon. Else and Sagi, what crime did he commit? We shall get to that later. There is no other place on this earth that a religious body has ever been proscribed. Never. Not on this earth. All this nonsense with Shia and the Sunni Islam is their business. Nothing with a secular constitution. So when Jubril and when Abba Kyari and El Rufai crossing up to Saudi Arabia, don't you see it? When Obama was bowing before the king of Saudi Arabia, did you not see it? Did you not see it? I'm sure you didn't. People are cowards. There is no place on this earth. Not for Saudi Arabia. Can you ban? Do you know they have Shia in Saudi Arabia? Have they banned? How can you go and take a leader of a movement and you expect them to keep quiet? Like other people are keeping quiet. That's what you expect. You bring your wickedness and injustice upon the people and you expect them to just sit down and take it. The answer is no. Like how you won't take it. We will keep on agitating until we are free. Because one day everybody will die, isn't it? Nobody lives forever. Nobody does. So that time must come. The blame for what is happening, I don't call it Sansani. The blame for the injustice in the zoo that the British created is caused by 3 groups of people. Only 3. Our stupidity as black people. The British High Commissioner, the British mission in Nigeria is banned. Another one is the American ambassador to Nigeria. They collect money from Nigerian government not to send the accurate report back to their home countries. I bet you that the State Department in America does not know what is happening in the zoo because they embellish it. It's farmer header crisis. It's a clash. The police and the army came shooting dead Shia protesters. And you call it a clash between the two. The whole ambassador, American ambassador, is sending back, feeding the State Department in Washington lies about Nigeria. Because they gave him he's a millionaire. The same thing with the British. This is the level of evil and wickedness we have. American embassy in Nigeria, British High Commission in Nigeria, and the stupidity of black people. We are black and we are useless. Those are the 3 factors holding you down as a perpetual slave. I didn't say it's the American official policy or the British official policy. No. I said their missions in Nigeria, the American ambassador is corrupt. The British High Commissioner is more than corrupt. Nigeria, they should be broke. Nigeria gives them money. To lie and to falsify their mission reports back to their home countries. If you ask them now, they'll write. When you ask them, what are you doing about Elsa? I said, no, I think we sent some trouble. There may be a link with Iran. There may be a link. All lies. All lies. The US embassy takes the permission and the stupidity of us black people, black Africans, we are useless. Stop pretending we are more than good. Forget all the degrees, PhD, SSG, rubbish. We are useless. Useless. As black people, our natural disposition towards evil, this type of nonsense cannot happen in a white man's. It's impossible. You can't try that rubbish. And the Prime Minister is you choose which laws to obey, which one. They will come to White House and control you out. He said they will put chain handcuffs on your ankles and your wrist. In your next life, you won't mess up. You won't mess with the people. That's how it's done. Do you see how advanced whites are compared to you blacks? Because, when you go to the court sometimes, some of you see the picture of a woman or statue. The woman is blind, with a blindfold, with the scale on one hand and sword on the other hand. Some of you go to law school, you don't know what that means. They say law is blind. And look at the idiots. Do you know why they say it's blind? Because justice is blind. It doesn't matter who is affected. It doesn't matter if it's a share or IPOB or whoever. It doesn't matter. The law is the law. So when somebody who is a Sunni Muslim gets favorable ruling in the court, they release them. Those doing the killing in the zoo, they are all Sunni, Wahhabi, fundamentalists. It's okay, give them more land. Why don't you dialogue with them? But once it's Shia. Why don't you can kill them? After all, the American ambassador will say it's nothing. And that's what they do. Do you know before they came to invade my house that the British government was informed and they came to go ahead to come and kill me? Are you aware of that? So I'm telling you live on air. Are you aware that the British government, the British High Commission in Nigeria, sanctioned my assassination? Are you aware of that? In time, all will be revealed. Our natural disposition towards evil and wickedness is why the Sudanese can do whatever he likes. Everybody knows he's from Sudan. Look at him and look at the Buhari, and you will know that your stupidity and your natural cowardice. You're a black person, you cannot reason. This huge, black and useless. Black and useless. We are black and we are useless to the core. If you support evil, anything I say about you, you should accept it. I'm telling you. How did it all begin? Some of you may ask this evening. How did we come to this stage of rejecting one judgment but accepting another from the same court, depending on the judge who is in the favor? 7 out of 8 children of Saksagi has been murdered by the Nigerian state. And you're telling me that he doesn't have the right to be angry? But you won't see anything wrong with it because you're black. Anytime you go on social media and you see somebody not making any sense, that person is probably a black person. I'm going to my dear friend and brother. I'm borrowing what he wrote because it's correct. I'm borrowing what he wrote. He shot his wife in the stomach. The wife was shot 4 times and has been in detention till now. Not just like that, even the wife is also in detention. This man was shot and planted in one eye. It doesn't touch you because you're black. As a black person, your heart is cold. Cold and blind to light. Because you're black from Africa. You are evil. You don't empathize. There is no empathy. You don't see. All you care about is, who is winning? So since the Fulanis are now killing everybody and they're on top, let me support Fulani. You have no soul and you have no conscience. That is why God blessed you. I'm asking God, but what did I do? Why take me to Africa? I'm still thinking. I'm asking God, what did I do? Because I am better off as maybe as something that could be useful to humanity. We black people, to mankind, we are a waste of space. We are clogging up space for mankind. I'm telling you the truth. We are useless. You did all this to this man, and you think you will succeed. What is the crime of Sheikh El Sadsadi? You bring out the same thing you did when I found PSS. He said, oh, can you see them? Can you see them? But you cannot see funny headsmen. You can't see them. They're the ones killing your revenue every day. But you never learn. Because you're black and you're too. I'm so upset tonight. I wouldn't normally do a program like this, but I am enraged. Enraged. Africa is a disgrace. Trump was thinking about, said he was going to, President is going to deport people from America. He should start very quickly. And he also banned some people from traveling for election rigging. And they said their politicians know. Every vice chancellor in the zoo and their families should be barred from traveling to the USA. And their children, excuse me, should be deported from America, all of them. They all should be deported back to come and face the consequences of the destruction their parents have brought on ordinary people. Who are the ones that really, it's not the vice chancellors with PhD, emeritus professor, rubbish. But they were there rigging election through thugs and illiterates. Trump should hurry and deport everybody. In fact, every nation should, myself included, I don't exclude myself. We don't deserve anything good. We Africans are a disgrace to humanity. Big disgrace. We must remember that there was a time when Goodluck Jonathan was stoned when he went to campaign in the north. Did Jonathan open fire on the people? Did Jonathan ask anybody to open fire on the protesters? They burnt his posters, his billboards in the north. Did he open fire? If you're in the south, they will open fire to people. And you have one idiot who probably doesn't know his father, somewhere either in Lagos or in Abuja, right? Oh, but they shouldn't have stopped him. Do you know what is a protest? It is a right you have in